anything that's in Scripture.
But
I believe in Jesus and he was a good teacher, but I don't believe that he was divine. I believe that he was just a great man that was sent here for the purpose of doing great things. I like to think that he was divine, though.
Thanks for that.
No, it's that I
I
don't.
mean, if I told you, oh yeah, I met a bloke the other week that turned fucking 2 loads
Believe
of
me,
bread
Andrew, you're gonna meet loads of girls. But
Food
there will be. You've got to remember, your feelings at the moment are like a laser because of this environment. Don't let yourself be fooled. Okay, yes, okay, she may...
This environment isn't that alien to me. I've been in a house of 18 people before.
Yeah, but
I live in Oxford with 18 people.
Yeah, but how often do you live in an environment where you sleep in the same room as the girls and see them every single day for 24 hours a day? That doesn't happen, does it? Okay, don't get me wrong, she may be the kind of girl that you'd like, but in the outside world, it wouldn't be the same sort of intensity. And you're...
That is so pathetic.
No,
I'm going to look like an absolute wazzer if I leave on Friday. I've had this crush on and she's with John James. I mean, I probably will leave on Friday. Davina's going to ask me in the interview about her, and it's just going to be so embarrassing. It's going to look like an absolute pillar.
Just tell her you go. Let him go. Alright, okay, let's start. Like I spoke to Ben earlier, I said, let's work from the worst case scenario, okay? Say from Friday you are evicted.
Yeah.
And then even says, how do you feel about Josie? Just say, she's a great girl, and that's all you've got. That's all you've got.
Yeah, but they can play all those bits in a diary, can't they?
Just say, just be honest. Just say, yeah, I do fancy her. But
I wouldn't say that I'm a religious person.
just say, yeah, you fancy her. No one's gonna think you're pathetic. No one's gonna think any less of
That's
you.
going to ruin our friendship when we get married.
For me, I'm in a relationship.
No, it's not, because if you go this Friday, I can guarantee you, by the time this all ends in 5 weeks'
A
time,
mystic is someone that believes
that crush would have evaporated, and you'd have got yourself, and you would have met another girl that you like
God is able to do anything.
in the real world more. So
religion is anything.
the emotions, those kind of intense kind of feelings of love in this place, you can't trust that much, because it's hard to gauge. What I would say is, wait until, like, when you get in the outside world, see how you feel the same, because it may evaporate. Believe me. The first 2 weeks I was in here, I had an intense crush on Ben, and then it just evaporated. I was just like, I realised why I had a crush on him, and it wasn't for any way the right reason, and it just evaporated. And believe me, I
Call me.
What's that?
That thing people call me.
Atheist.
That's it.
Because you don't believe in God.
Yeah, atheist,
You
yeah.
do believe in God, though, John.
You can believe in God,
I
but
believe
not
that
religion.
I believe that it makes you happy, yeah.
I think I do believe in God. I
I
just
believe
struggle to
whatever
find,
makes you
like, a lot of the stuff that's obviously in the Bible, and I just find it so far-fetched. And then...
Yeah.
Would you say you're an agnostic then?
Well, you can't let the Bible, like,
Kind of.
not, yeah. But if you separate the Bible from your own thoughts and what you would like to wear, the Bible was written by a man, do you know what I mean? Yeah, there's truth in what he's teaching, but look at it as a theory book to drive, and everything in the theory doesn't always go to what when you're driving on the road. Like, religion
I don't necessarily believe
is
that.
not made...
I believe you come into an encounter with God, that encounter with God transforms you. You get what we call born again, where suddenly your spirit man gets, your spirit man is
Well, the thing is that when she was going on about Ouija boards, I know how that works. But if I even try to explain to her, she would stress upstairs.
Okay, no, fair enough, but look, I'm not the biggest supporter of God, but you can't say with 100% accuracy there is no God.
I was given the very nature of God. Every born
They
again
have no
believer is given that
evidence, that's the
nature.
thing.
They come
I
into a
know,
place
but-
where they become a new creation.
It's like
If you think,
that me saying you can't say with 100% certainty that I can't fly.
no, but if you think,
That's exactly the same. I have no evidence
believe
that
me,
I can fly.
believe me,
I'm telling you I can fly.
Believe me, I'm not full of religious fervour to support. We wouldn't have been able to prove that radio waves. We wouldn't have been able to prove sound waves existed. We wouldn't have been able to prove frequency existed. We wouldn't even been able to prove electricity existed.
But these are things
But
that we're
it may be-
discovering along
yeah.
the way. These aren't the things.
Who's to say that another 150, 200 years, someone will come across something does or does not exist.
When you weren't eligible for me to fucking vote for you.
I do.
I'm sorry about
You
that.
can't prove it either way. That's the thing.
No, if something can't be
Prove or disprove it. If something can't be
But you weren't
proven, then why should it be accepted as fact?
no, I'm
Science is never going to be able to prove I can't fly. You know.
no,
But why should everyone accept that I can
no, but listen,
fly?
I'm not saying it is fact. What I'm saying is things that science can't prove, I will keep an open mind about.
So you still think I can fly?
I do believe in God. I just
Um,
some of the stuff in the Bible is just like, yeah.
Theoretically, the powers of the mind, we don't know what the powers of the mind can do. I'd say it's highly unlikely and highly improbable and most likely not to be true, but until it's been proven categorically that it can't be, then I'll just keep a sliver of an open mind about it. I need to toilet. Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's like we don't
Do you
get
wanna-
hundreds and hundreds of people coming
What have you said?
Can't remember what an element looked like.
People can't expect certain substance and they
Has it been that long?
substance in the kingdom of heaven. I mean, lots of them have
Seriously?
visions, dreams, revelations, encounters with angels.
8 months.
all sorts of,
Yeah, 8 months. I'm lying about that.
Oh.
I didn't offset. I just had a cuddle.
What do you mean?
I just had a cuddle.
Oh, so it's longer, you're saying? Or shorter?
Yeah, about 8 months.
So it is about 8 months.
Yeah, I had a cuddle a couple months ago.
So, we can't like cuddle sex these days.
No.
we've had a few slams then, haven't we?
Alright, like rabbits, mate.
We're right up there. Get that big brother? Well, you always fuck up the dinner, don't you? Let's be honest. Look, you got all that to you.
Let's be honest, I'd hate to tell a lie.
You got all that to you. You got all that. You can have a little. You can have a little. You have a little bit of that.
Alright, tell the girl for I won't be your wife.
Do you seriously want to do that tomorrow?
Well, yeah, I do, yeah.
Hey?
Yeah, right, yeah.
You sure? You want to do that?
You haven't asked me, have you? Go stand on one knee. Come on. Get out there in front of
Exactly the same thing happens. I'll stand behind them, I'll just lay hands on them and pray for them. They will go into like a trance, and then I'll have to hang the phone up because they will just be like totally overwhelmed by God's presence. Every time it happens, the next day they'll then ring me up and say, dude, I don't know what happened on the phone last night. It was like you stood behind me and I got overwhelmed by the very presence of God. Every single time. Dude, I've got like, I can share with you story after story after story of the supernatural. Like you got to think, like forget about like what I believe, right? Forget about where I'm at with this stuff. You got witches, you got warlock, you got new age people, you got tree huggers, you got
people who are disillusioned.
You got people involved in pyramids,
people with
you got
medical injuries,
angelic stuff. Dude, you got all these different people,
People
man,
who are
and
lying
they
to
all
themselves.
believe that there's stuff that's on TV now, like all about the angelic, all about the supernatural. Films like The Matrix and different stuff. I mean, it's all pointing to the fact there is something very different that people haven't tapped into, but there are certain people that tap into it.
That's fair enough. I mean, I respect obviously what you believe in and stuff. I just think I just struggle with stuff like that, and because
I struggle with it.
do you know what I mean, maybe I've just closed-minded and
that's fine.
can't see it. But I
mean, one encounter with God
hard.
can change.
Yeah, well, yeah,
do you know
of
what I mean?
course,
And like for me, that was the crack with me. Like
Okay.
I believed from the time I was a little kid that there was a God. Didn't know who he was. Wasn't really that interested. But I had one encounter with God which totally transformed my life.
I don't want
mean
any.
instant transformation. For me, that's how
I
it
think
was.
a lot of people say that as well. Like,
You have the rest
my
of it
dad's
then.
born again.
Once about 30, 40 people that were drug addicts and drug dealers all came to Christ all at the same time because they saw the transformation in my life. My wife then gave her life to Jesus because she saw the transformation in my life. I was just instantly transformed. And like since then I've my life now is nothing like what it was back then. I mean, we had no money, I never traveled anywhere, never flown anywhere. And dude, in every way, physically, mentally, socially, that everything has been transformed. And I know the source of that. And I know the source of my pleasure now, which is Christ.
I think whatever it is.
Because, I mean,